What began as a manhunt from Lino Lakes to a neighborhood in North Minneapolis ends on a downtown freeway. An inmate wanted for stealing a van with 8 prisoners inside is tracked down and arrested thanks to the help of 911 callers. You know, this all played out like a script from Prison Break, and the final arrest was all caught on camera by our Skyfox 9. Now, Jack Heiberger brings us the narrative of how it happened and how it ended. Live from HCMC tonight. Jack?
Yeah, Tim, the last person arrested brought here to HCMC where he was turned over to the Department of Corrections. But you're right, this was a wild scene, all ending today around 4:30.
A dramatic end on 35W. Escaped convict James Mitchell wrestled down by police, ending a 5-hour manhunt with no shortage of twists and turns.
The first patrolman pulled up.
And he drew his gun.
He drew his gun and told him to get on the ground.
It would all start Friday morning. A van carrying 9 prisoners overtaken in Lino Lakes. And just minutes later, 5 of those prisoners ending up here in, of all places, suburban Mounds View.
To me, they seemed really sincere about getting away and trying to get help.
Neighbors helping the 5 prisoners contact police and turn themselves in. A scene that would repeat in North Minneapolis just about 30 minutes later.
Dude asked me could I call his mama and dad and call the police and say that I ain't had nothing to do with it.
Witnesses discovering the Department of Corrections van in their driveway with men shackled inside.
I went around, checked to see who was in there, and they were just like, they didn't want to get charged with escape or anything. Can you call the cops for us?
But the one man who was not inside was 26-year-old James Mitchell, charged with assaulting a U.S. Marshal in 2016. It was Mitchell's fellow inmates who allege he stole the van. And as minutes turned to hours, the search would expand in North Minneapolis.
But again, we want people to keep their doors and windows locked, call 911 with any suspicious activity that might be occurring.
It would take another 3 hours before witnesses would spot Mitchell at Van Cleve Park. Police eventually tracking down Mitchell on 35W. And unlike his fellow prisoners, it would not be easy. 5 police officers surrounding the wanted convict, finally ending a day at least Mitchell will never forget.
So they said to call the police for him because we want to turn ourselves in.
And one thing we did hear from most of the witnesses we spoke with was just how polite and courteous 8 of these 9 prisoners were. They seemingly wanted to do the right thing and call police. Now, as for the investigation into how exactly all this transpired, that is only just beginning and could well take a lot of time. Reporting live in Minneapolis, Jack Heiberger, Fox 9.